Chat with Maddie. I don't know the name of my own segment. What is up, you guys? It's Maddie B here, back with another Chat with Maddie. Let's talk dating apps. If you're new here, my name is Maddie. Nice to meet you. I just started this segment recently where I talk about different topics so far relating to the dating world. My previous video was about ghosting, and this one is going to be about dating apps. It's kind of fun because you get to hear what other people think, and then I give my spiel, and then I love to hear what you guys think in the comments, so let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video and if you want to see more like this. So dating apps, we're talking about Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, even Match.com, all of it. So dating apps are basically applications that you download on your phone, or Match.com is a website, but I'm pretty sure it's an app now, where you make a profile of yourself, pictures, put a little description, and you try and match with people, and you start talking and see where it goes. So to begin with, from general consensus, most people associate these apps with the hookup culture, and the hookup culture is basically hooking up with somebody, whether it's a one-night stand, so you only hook up with them once, or you hook up with them repeatedly without it going any further with feelings involved. I would personally call that a fling or a friends with benefits type of situation. I also do believe that there are people that go on dating apps to look for something serious, or more serious than that. So I asked a couple of people what they thought about dating apps in general, and if they had any funny experiences that they want to share with me. So let me just read off of what I gathered. Okay, so some people mentioned that it was hard to build a connection with someone over messages, and for that to happen, both of you would have to have the same intention. I agree with that. Like, I think it's basically setting up for failure if you go in wanting something serious and the other person purely wants to go into this dating app to hook up. Someone said they wouldn't go on it looking for something serious because people normally talk to more than one person at a time, seeing if something sticks. They also said that this would lead to more ghosting because of people possibly talking to multiple people at once. So like I said, my last video is actually on ghosting, so if you want to watch that, definitely check it out. And I agree, I feel like people are just matching, or not matching, whatever is your business, and they start texting whoever they match with and see who stands out to them more, and therefore that does end up in them ghosting other people because, oh, they prefer this person, which I mean is normal for the dating app world that we're in right now. Okay, this was something really funny that two people mentioned. They said they wouldn't want to say that we met on Tinder if they do find their significant other on the app. I thought that was funny. They told me a story about how they know a couple who met on Tinder, and when people asked how they met, they said they met at the cereal aisle at Target. So I thought that was really funny. I personally didn't even think of that. I don't think it's a big deal because it's so normal nowadays. I think for people within my age group, I'm 21 by the way, and even older. So I don't think it's a big deal, but I thought that it was funny that two people said that. Someone said they didn't have any dating app stories and that dating apps scare them. And not to spoil, but yeah, honestly, I feel the same way. I have a friend that's been on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, and they've only ever met with someone once or twice. So they mentioned that they don't partake in the hookup culture and say that it's hard to meet people who actually want to go on dates and get to know each other. So their intentions weren't aligned with the people they were matching with for the most part. If one of the parties just wants to hook up and the other party is actually looking for something serious, recipe for disaster. A funny story, finally. So this friend was planning to meet a guy, and she mentioned that she preferred to be in a public space, which I totally understand because you don't know this person, you could be getting catfished, God forbid they have bad intentions, whatever. So I think it's best to meet in a public place if you do choose to use these apps. So at first the guy was like, okay, cool, but he kept putting the meeting off and kept saying things like, oh, you should come over to my place, you should come over to my place. And she was kind of hesitant and had a sixth sense of like, I don't know if I want to go to his place. So after that, she kind of let the conversation die off because she just didn't feel comfortable with him inviting her like that and just completely pushing out the fact that she wanted to meet in public. And then she later found out that the guy lives alone in a multi-bedroom house, which she thinks was not financially efficient, which I agree. I mean, to each their own, but that's very interesting. And he had a plastic skeleton as a roommate. And she knew because he would post it on his story, and he had sent her a Snapchat of the skeleton, and like he had a name and everything. Another thing I was told about Tinder is that people see it as a good confidence boost. Actually, only one person mentioned this, and I found it funny that only one person did, because I feel like often I hear a lot of my girlfriends say, oh, I need a confidence boost, I'm gonna go on Tinder, or I'm gonna re-download Tinder. And I feel like, you know, there's definitely fun in that, but I'm gonna step in and be a mom here. I do think that people should be careful, because confidence should come within, and you shouldn't be looking for outside factors to make you feel that way, or at least you shouldn't rely on outside factors to feel that way, because that is all just temporary. Yeah, you can use Tinder for a confidence boost, just take it with a grain of salt. I asked 2 to 3 people that were in a relationship the same question of what do you think of dating apps and do you have a funny story, and they basically just said that it looks like it's a good time to swipe through, and that with quarantine it's kind of hard to date, so they would download it. One of my friends gave me this really intrinsic approach to the whole situation, and I thought it was very interesting. She said she doesn't think the apps deserve the bad stigma because there are all types of people on there just like in the rest of the world, and that you should be clear with your intentions no matter where you are, aka the real world or on the dating app. Which I thought was a very interesting point. And like I said earlier, it's best to have your intentions straight and to be forward with them. The same friend also mentioned that once she became more open-minded while using the app, she was attracting more serious guys, and she said it was all about your mindset. So I honestly call that a positive experience with dating apps. And I do have one close friend with a success story. She was using the app aimlessly after this rocky kind of relationship, and she actually found a guy who she really likes, and they've been together for a while, and it seems to be going well. So I'm super, super happy for her, and I'm excited to meet him. Okay, one of my friends made an analogy or a metaphor, and I thought it was really good. She said that dating apps are fun because it's dependent on your mood. It's kind of like a buffet. Sorry, I pronounced it in Spanish, but I thought that was really funny. She told me that over FaceTime, and I think I laughed for like 3 minutes. And then her boyfriend actually said, it's ironic that they're called dating apps because most people use them for hookups instead of going on dates and getting to know the person. They both compared the dating apps to speed dating, but through text, and you can determine how much you like the person or what your intentions are with them from that texting. And by intentions meaning, do you want to get to know them to actually pursue something, or do you want to just hook up with them, have a little fun, and go on about your day? This couple also spoke to me about the pros and cons. I really liked it. They really broke everything down. They said that there's a con of getting catfished. It could be a funny catfish that you laugh at later, but it could be a scary catfish, and that's why you should be careful. My friend said that when he was single, he would try to make it as comfortable as possible for the person, and he would ask if they wanted to be picked up or if they would prefer to drive there themselves, so he didn't have to like go pick them up at their address or something, which I thought was very considerate and something a lot of people don't think about, because these apps can be dangerous. A pro about these dating apps is that there are no obligations. Dates can be more casual, like meeting someone for happy hour, and even the people that you can meet through hookup can become your friends. Or of course, a relationship. Who knows? The world is crazy. And I think this was a point I was looking for subconsciously, but no one said it. They said there's also a stigma around dates because some people automatically assume that you have to hook up. There's an expectation of hooking up, even if one person doesn't want to. So that's why it's important to be able to stick up for yourself, say no, and be able to communicate with the other person. I feel like to be able to use these apps, you need to be mature and have the confidence in yourself, like they said, to stand up for yourself and to be able to communicate with the person. You don't have to be in a committed relationship to be able to communicate with somebody. You communicate with your friends, you communicate with the Chipotle guy or person who's making your food. So why don't you communicate with the person who's looking at you naked? And finally, someone said that dating apps are superficial and it is essentially judging people's outward appearance, which honestly, I understand. And he also mentioned that the apps have a stigma around them, which I mentioned in past anecdotes. So those are all the anecdotes I received from people. My take on dating apps is I personally don't like them. They also scare me, to be honest. And I don't like the idea of meeting people online. I rather just meet somebody naturally, and I think the adrenaline and the excitement of going on a date with someone you know is enough for me. I don't need to be going on a kind of blind date. Also, when I think about the idea of meeting somebody to date, I feel like when I'm on a dating app, it's kind of like me telling the universe, give it to me, like, come on. But I'd rather it just happen naturally, relaxed. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. I hope you found the anecdotes interesting, and I obviously want to hear what you have to say, because I think, you know, there are a lot of different outlooks on this topic, and I definitely have a specific one. Everyone has a specific one, but I want to know what you think. If you like this segment, let me know what other topics I should touch on in the comments. I would really appreciate it. Or if you have any other video idea, I'd love to do it. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, do what you need to do. And I hope you dating app users are staying safe out there and having fun and respecting yourselves and standing up for yourselves. Okay, I'm done. Bye.